I'm so excited to be here today. I want to thank Alex and Jennifer for allowing me to be here and have this opportunity to speak with you all. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we already talked a little bit about who I am. That's just a picture of my family. I wanted y'all to see that and all of that other good stuff. And one thing that I really appreciate about this organization, I've been privy to be on a lot of boards in our area. So I understand why the story needs to be told for so many organizations. All right, so why choose video to tell your story? All right, so video is super important, but one of the biggest reasons it's important is because of engagement. All right, so first stat, 80% of people prefer video over text, 80%. Second thing, 82% of online traffic is video streaming and downloads. So I'm pretty sure at some point today, everybody got on their phone on social media or something. I'm pretty sure you've probably watched a video today, right? Of any sort, something funny, something informational. So 82% of online traffic is video streaming or downloads. All right, so this is very important for us professionals. LinkedIn users are 20 times more likely to share a video. 20 times more likely. All right, second thing, emails. How many of us love emails? We love emails, we love getting emails. So with emails, if there is a video in there, there's a 30% higher click rate. 30%. Okay. All right, a few more stats. YouTube streams have increased 54% since 2020. So we know one of the reasons for that, but that number is yet rising. All right, and then 92% of video marketers, so people like myself, we've experienced positive ROIs with clients that we've dealt with or organizations that we've dealt with. And then one of the biggest things that I love about video production, it improves your SEO. And I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with SEO in here, search engine optimization. So it really, really helps. So this is an adage, I can say I kind of coined it, but I always like to tell people, the old adage says, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I think we've heard that before. But in video, we record 30 pictures per second, 30 frames per second, sometimes 60, sometimes 120. So that means that there are 30,000 words per second when you're doing video. All right, so let's get into the meat. So how can you tell your story? So let's talk about some very effective video content ideals. But first, I want to play this video for one of the clients that we did a documentary for.
In our 35-year history, this is the most important thing that we have done from an awareness perspective, from a fundraising perspective, from a volunteer perspective. When people understand your mission and why you exist and what you hope to change as a result of your nonprofit, they better know how to connect with that mission.
I think one of the things when you talked about women, and I really want to talk about that.
In a 2-month period of time from November 1st through December 31st, we were able to gain over 100 new donors, which equated to about $100,000 in additional revenue in a 60-day period of time. And so it's not that one-time gift, it's that name, it's the connection, it's the relationship. People who thought they knew us, who thought they knew what we did, who thought they understood our mission, so many people walked away with, I didn't even know. So the documentary brought exposure. It placed us on the map of Shreveport, Louisiana in a prominent way that really for years to come will continue to add value to the work that we do every day. The production of the documentary featuring Providence House was, number one, an amazing experience. And so what I would say is, don't wait, do it. It takes a lot of time, it's a lot of work, but when you think about the outcomes, the increase in giving, the increase in volunteerism, which is the heartbeat of what our nonprofits do, the increase in the number of donors, you will not be able to quantify that. And working with YPE for Providence House, they are now part of our family, and it's really changed how we think about marketing, how we think about sharing, how we think about messaging our mission and our passion around homelessness and poverty. And so we would not have been a success had it not been for the right team. So I would say to any nonprofit, don't wait, invest the time, invest the energy, invest the money. Like Nike, just do it.
Say, okay, so why allow that to be the first thing that we talk about today as far as a documentary? So with a documentary, you're able to tell your organization's story in a creative and impactful way. In a documentary or a film, kind of whichever way you want to say it, you're really able to tell what your organization is doing. And again, this comes to engagement. One of the things is being a board member on nonprofits, but also working with a lot of nonprofits. One of the best ways to engage people is through video. Because for the most part, people like to talk. And then people like to talk on camera, even if they're a little nervous, they like to talk on camera. So not only is this a great thing to do because it's going to look good and sound good, but you want to engage as many people as possible. So engaging board members, also engaging sponsors. So let's just say you want to create a new relationship with a sponsor that, you know, may have been positive 10 years ago. They might give $5,000, but before they be giving 50, you can say to that sponsor, hey, we want to interview you about our organization. We want to talk to you about what you feel about our organization. And from that point, that relationship is being rebuilt. So always remember, relationship is big with video, and especially for the documentary, but even for some of the other content that we're going to talk about in a second. All right. Also, you have community support. The community may just not know exactly what you do or how much in depth you do. So this type of content really helps to dispel a lot of myths, but it also helps to really understand what you do. So the cool thing about a documentary is that you can do premieres everywhere. So, of course, you may have the huge premiere that you may do at the Robinson Film Center, or you may do at Sideport, to engage some of your sponsors and engage different people and say, hey, let's all come together, let's raise some money, but let's also look at a great documentary or a great film. But you can also have this piece of media to use in smaller settings. So let's just say you want to go to a church and let them know, hey, this is what we do. So instead of maybe a PowerPoint or maybe just kind of just sitting there, you might say, hey, look, we have a documentary. It's 30 minutes, it's 45 minutes, it's an hour. We want you all just to watch it. And that's a good way to engage with the community, great PR efforts. All right, also, this is also a great way to reinvigorate volunteers. So let's just say you had a great volunteer base before COVID. COVID happens, everybody's scared in 2020, 21, everybody's kind of getting back into it, but it's taken a little while. 2023, still some volunteers haven't been as receptive as they've been throughout the years. Having a documentary, interviewing them about their experiences years before can be a new point of engagement and relationship. All right, something else that I love this type of content for is also for onboarding. As I stated before, a lot of times board members don't necessarily understand every aspect of an organization. So with a documentary, not only are they understanding, they see who it impacts. The same with even staff or volunteers. They're really able to understand with this type of content. Something else that I did not add on here, but I gotta make sure to talk about with documentary content is the legacy. So this isn't a one-time production, we're going to play it. No, this is something that lasts perpetually. And it also gets into, I'm going to skip over the additional media, I'll come back to that, but the distributions, schools and universities and digital platforms, Netflix and Hulu. So now your organization actually has intellectual property. So you never know what this type of medium could go. It could be something that could be featured on Netflix, Hulu, or Tubi, or so many other different platforms. But it can also be used in schools and universities to really perpetuate what your organization does. So it can also be a money-making tool past the initial premiere. All right. So that's documentary and film. And then, of course, what we've seen as well, right now we're working on a documentary with C.E. Bird High School. Any Bird graduates in here? That's what I'm talking about. I'm Bird class of 2007. I love my school. I'm on the Bird alumni board. But I've really seen us working on this documentary create a lot of momentum for the board, for students, and really increase the morale for that organization. So it's so many good things with the documentary and film. So going back here where it says additional media. So the other good thing, and as we talk about some of the other content, during a documentary, you're able to capture so much other content. So when it goes down to the testimonial videos, you may have a testimonial from someone, but you don't even have to film that again because you filmed it for the documentary. So all you have to do is splice that out of the documentary. So you're able to have so much content for years to come. It's not just the documentary, it's the content that can be derived from that type of media. All right, so let's get to our next one. All right, company profile. So this is something, a documentary, of course, I believe every organization should have, just because that's fun to do and all of that good stuff. But realistically and budget friendly, every organization needs a company profile. Every organization. So you may ask, what is that? A company profile is a video that does an overall view of your organization. Now, it's not like a documentary where it's going to go in depth or you may follow someone or something like that. But this is a great video that may be 5 minutes long, 7 minutes long, 10 minutes long, to do an overview of your entire organization. In this type of production, you definitely want to involve the key leadership. You want to showcase your different services. And you also want to involve either testimonials from some people that you service or clients, as I know a lot of organizations call them, and make sure to have everything about your organization in this 5, 7, 10, 12-minute video. So what does this type of video do? So it's similar to the documentary. You're going to be able to get board engagement because they can talk about their experience. They can talk about how this organization helps. Again, with sponsors, you're going to create relationships. Community, staff, and like I say, this is a great tool for onboarding. Is that sometimes difficult to onboard new board members or new volunteers, new staff, or even existing board members, staff, or volunteers? I've known in my experience sometimes that can be difficult, but with this type of video, they can really understand the overarching view of your organization. So this is company profile. So make sure to keep that. That's one of the ones everyone needs. So along with the company profile, the same thing with testimonial videos. So testimonial videos, I love this because you're pretty much using someone else's influence to say, hey, look, this is a great organization. So for instance, if someone wanted to, if I was looking to go to a restaurant today and Alex or Jennifer, they're like, hey, look, you need to go to this restaurant. I'm not going to even look them up unless I'm looking for the address. I'm not going to say, okay, what's their menu? I know they have to be a great restaurant because Alex and Jennifer say that's a great restaurant. So that's the same thing testimonial videos do for any organization. So one thing I've also discovered in doing this for 10 plus years is being very intentional and strategic in who you choose to help perpetuate your mission and what you're doing. So with these testimonial videos, you want to think about who has that audience that I need to reach, who has that influence. And that's not only with people that you are servicing, but also people that serve. So it may be a volunteer. You may need to increase the volunteer base. Who can I get that can synergize our volunteer base and pick that person? Or it may be a community leader that has a lot of clout. Okay, let me get that community leader. They've been on our board or they volunteered or their company sponsor. Let me get them to talk about our organization. So testimonial videos, that's another piece of content that I really believe every organization needs to have in order to further the nonprofit. And like I say, of course, the biggest thing that we want to do, especially for our setting here, is fundraising. So it helps with that visibility, which also helps with the bottom line. All right. I think we have about 12 other different types of content. So we have your normal type of video, commercial, promotional video. So commercial, we normally tailor those to the traditional 15, 30-second spots that you see on television, which is still very viable, especially if you're reaching an older demographic. Promotional videos kind of what we have always known videos to be, something we want to use to promote something, if it's an event or if it's some type of initiative. All right, so Q&A videos. These type of videos engage the audience through answering frequently asked questions. So this is a good style of video as well. So many organizations, people have questions. Okay, what do they do? What don't they do? So some type of content, you may want to come out with a video that dismisses or dispels all of those myths about your organization. And then you may come out with a video that says, no, this is what we do. Okay, so Q&A, and being just very honest and transparent about those questions that many people ask about your organization. All right, training videos. We've kind of alluded to that before. These are very good internal videos to assist in the training process. Not only training for volunteers or board, but even for your staff. Let's just say there's a certain process that you want to do for one of your services that has been replicated over and over, and it works perfectly. So instead of maybe showing that person or having them to go to the seminar to figure out, you can do that in a video. Do that in a video. So a great internal type of video. All right, then we have educational videos. And basically with these type of videos, you're educating the community on your services, educating them on your organization. All right, live videos. We'll stick here just for a little second. So live videos, they engage key audiences, or this is engaging key audiences through Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and YouTube Live. Has anyone ever gone live on any of those platforms? So okay, you've done it before, great. So it's fun. And the reason this works out really good because you have real-time engagement. So if you're on your live, you're talking about your organization, you're able to talk to people in real time. And that creates so much of a special value for anybody. So those are very viable ways to use video content. And we'll talk about that a little later as well. And then last here, it's cut off at the bottom, but event videos. Capturing important events, seminars, and conferences to curate great content. So let's just say there's an event going on that you have, or you have a speaker, or you're having a symposium. This type of video content works great because what can you do? You have big content that you can put on your YouTube, but then you can break that up into even smaller content as well. So next we have viral entertaining video content. And just to let you all know, these are just different forms of content. I don't necessarily believe every organization has to have every one of these, but every organization definitely needs some of these. So going back to viral entertaining. So one thing that I know, especially the millennial generation, we love seeing people having fun, even if it's at work. So the viral entertaining videos, that goes back to, saying, well, look, we might want to do the TikTok dance just to show people, hey, look, we like having fun. As a way of engagement. So that is just kind of following social trends, or you might just have a fun day that you're just showing and capturing on video. All right, next, vlog and vodcast. Everybody familiar with those terms, vlog, vodcast? Vlog is pretty much derived from a blog, but it's video. Vodcast is pretty much derived from a podcast, which is actually derived from a radio show, to kind of make it full circle, but having the video aspect. So these have really grown over the past, I would say, 4 to 5 years, vlogs and vodcasts. A vlog is kind of going to be more of catching what happens every day. You might just kind of have a video showing, hey, look, we're getting set up for our event, and letting the public know, hey, look, this is all we have to go through all of this to make sure that we're representing our organization well. But then a vodcast is a little bit more polished, but I'm pretty sure everybody's seen where people are sitting down, they have the mic sitting there, talking about different topics. So with the vodcast, the reason this can work really good for any brand, especially for fundraising, is kind of what I alluded to earlier. This is a really good relationship builder. So again, from a fundraising standpoint, let's just say you're looking to I'll just use a Coca-Cola to sponsor an event. So you're talking to the marketing person, they're like, or the communications person, they're like, hey, yeah, we're thinking about it. But if that person is someone that likes to talk, and you say, hey, you know what, our organization, we have a monthly vodcast that we do. We just want to sit down and talk about the community. and talk about what we do for the community and what you guys do for the community. And that's something that we put out on our social media. That way you're creating that relationship. You're sitting down with that person, because vodcast, that's a long form type of video. You may be sitting down with that person for 20, 25, 30 minutes talking about that. So you've created that relationship. And that's really, like I say, the bolt of it is video creates relationship with engaging. All right, so we'll kind of go through these other ones fairly quickly, but silent videos. Anybody familiar with silent videos or what that's talking about? Silent videos. I think I saw, Alex, okay, silent videos. So have you ever been on social media and you scroll through a video, your sound is not on because now what Facebook has done, Instagram, even if a video auto plays, the sound doesn't come on. But you're sitting there, or you might even be in a meeting, which you probably shouldn't be on your phone, but we all guilty of it. And you're sitting there looking, and you're looking at the video, and you understand everything that's going on in the video, even though there is no audio playing. So that's what a silent video is. Not necessarily a video that doesn't have any audio, but creating the content in a way to where it still conveys the message, even though you're not able to hear anything. And one of the other cool things that has really risen in the past 2 to 3 years are captions. How many videos have you seen probably today, especially if you're looking at reels, to where the person is talking, but the captions are there bold and large and in charge? So a lot of times these silent videos, they will have the captions there because, okay, I can't hear the audio, but I definitely can read it. So that's another form of content. All right, behind the scenes as well. It's something real cool. Let's just say, okay, you're getting ready to produce that vodcast. Go ahead and get some content behind the scenes. Show what's going on. Show the people, hey, this is what we do to prepare for our media content. All right, influencer video content. Leveraging the audience of a popular individual to tell your organization's story. Of course, now we live in a big social media age. So of course we know the social media influencers, but this works same on the local level and even on the regional level, finding someone that has influence and have them to say some good things about your organization through video content. All right, and then the last one on this virtual tour. So that's another very good engaging way to let people know about your facilities. Okay, if we're the food bank, hey, this is what we're doing. This is our facility. This is how we stock it and all of this good stuff. So virtual tours of your facilities. All right, we're going to play, I'll say play a little game, but we're going to talk about some verses. We're going to have some competitions here, next few slides. So first thing, consumer video versus professional video. All right, consumer video. So when I'm talking about consumer video, this is what I'm saying anyone can do. When the iPhone came out about 15 years ago and some of the other great phones, they came up with camera phones. These cameras do very, very well. Very well. Very well. So consumer video, it's affordable and accessible. You don't have to call a video crew out if you have your phone there, have a good ring light, have a pretty decent mic. So consumer video is good. But we also have professional video. Now, you may say, what does professional video, okay, I got to spend money. So the reason professional video is important is because of value and expertise. So when someone sees that you spent some money on a production, if a sponsor or someone that wants to donate, they see, okay, that video looks really, really good. They're going to give more than if they can tell it's from a camera. I'm sorry, from a cell phone. So both of those things have their pros and cons. And also with professional video, then you have the expertise of a crew that can help you navigate how to best produce that content. But I tell everybody, start here. If you're not going there or if the budget doesn't allow, definitely start with the consumer video. Get some content out there. That's what's most important. All right. So next, live video versus pre-recorded video. All right, live video, like we spoke of earlier, you get real-time engagement, and then you get organic interactions from the people that are doing the live video. So if Jennifer's doing a live video, she's there, hey y'all come check us out here at Shriners, this is what we're doing. They get to see her personality. She doesn't have time to just sit there and say, okay, let me get my script together, let me make sure I'm reading it perfectly, let me look at the teleprompter. No, it's very organic. But we also have the pre-recorded videos, which is still good for certain type of videos. These videos are very polished. And then what most people appreciate about pre-recorded videos, there is room for error. You know why? Because it can be edited. So there's a lot of room for error. All right. Just a few more of these and then we're done. All right, we're gonna spend just a little second on this one. I got a few more minutes. Short form video. So everybody familiar with short form video, what that means? So depending on what school of thought that you're from, and throughout the years it changes, short form video is pretty much any video from, I would say 0 seconds, even though that's not realistic, but to about 3 minutes. Some schools of thought say 0 seconds or 5 seconds to about 60 seconds. And the crazy thing about it, years ago, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, when these terms really just started to really become more popular, short form video was really any video between about 5 seconds to a little bit under 10 minutes. But every year the time goes down for short form video. So short form video is very important because first of all, it's extremely social media friendly. On social media, everybody wants quick videos, quick content. So even with your organization, if you're going the professional route or if you're even doing it yourself, you want to make sure what you put on social media, making sure that it is short. I would say normally 15 seconds to no more than 2 minutes. That's how long you want your videos. All right. Also with short form videos, you also have that initial engagement. It's hard to get people to watch some long content when they don't know anything about your organization. But that's a great way to pull them in is through short form video. All right, then we have long form video. Long form video is pretty much anything longer than that short form. So we're talking about something to where someone would have to sit down and watch. So generally, I always like to say anything more than about 3 minutes, long form video. And that can go from 3 minutes all the way to a documentary that could be an hour 15, hour 30 minutes. But these types of videos are very informational and they're perfect for people that are already engaged in your organization, that already have buy-in in your organization because they want to know more and they don't mind spending the time to get to know more about your organization. All right, landscape video versus portrait reel type of video. All right, and I've been preaching this for years. When I see somebody get video content or something on their phone, for the most part, you're going to want to have it landscape, especially if you're going to want to put it in a production later on. So you want to have it landscape. Has anybody ever watched the news and somebody has some footage on the camera phone, but it's only filling that middle third? And you're like, hey, just flip the video over. We could have seen the entire context. That's why that is so important. Landscape video, when it comes to social media, it's good for some sites, and we'll kind of talk about that here in a second. It's good for Facebook still in some avenues, good for YouTube in some avenues, and all of your long form content, anything long form needs to be in landscape, anything long form. But now let's get to what's really risen in the past few years, portrait video, reels, vertical videos. This is actually the most engaging type of video. So even though landscape for some sites and for long form content needs to be like this, if you're doing something for a reel, especially for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, YouTube wanted to join the short form family as well. You want to make sure when it's edited to have it in the portrait type of dimensions or the reels, or even if you're doing a video just to influence on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok or YouTube Shorts, you can actually start by recording it like that. So that's the difference between those two. And again, that's most engaging is the reels, portrait style. All right, just a couple more things. All right, internal content, external content. We talked a little bit about that. Internal content is very important. Training materials for your board, for your staff, volunteers, and internal content also helps to put more emphasis on your mission. So it's to keep that top of mind. External content, that's for the community, that's for other people to see, and adds for more visibility. So between all of these things, you may ask, okay, so what do I need to do? There needs to be a good mix of all of these things in your video content, a good mix of all of them. All right, real quick before we get to the questions, let's talk about the future real quick. I'll just kind of go through it. The future is VR 360 video. So that's the future. It still hasn't made that way all the way, but it's the future. So get ready for that. And this is an interesting stat already. Video completion rate. When it's a traditional video, 60% of those are completed. That means that if you start at 0 seconds, you go all the way to the end of it. But for VR and 360 video, 85%. So just get ready in the next 2 or 3 years to do some type of content like that. All right, next slide. All right, where should I publish and advertise this content? We have to save that for the next time. That'll be another 30 minutes or an hour. So we'll save that for next time. I want to thank you all so much for being attentive and engaging with us today. And hopefully I'll be seeing some good video content if we produce it or not, even if you produce it yourself. I just want to see good video content for everybody. So thank y'all so much again.